Hey everybody, CW here, Card Wolf, because I'm always on the hunt for great cards. Today is Tuesday, and this is kind of some unfinished business I wanted to take care of on the channel today. We started working our way through this 1991 Upper Deck Baseball box in search of 4 different Hall of Famer autographs, including Nolan Ryan, and we had one stack left from this box, as you can see, and so I thought, let's finish that off. Let's get into that today. We started this box, I don't know how long it was, a couple of weeks ago maybe, something like that. And I am trying to adjust the focus so that you guys can actually see everything on the table. But, oh, Jiminy Crickets, what's happening? Here we go. So we're going to see if we can pull an auto from here. It's pretty rare to happen. We did not pull one from the first 3 stacks out of this box, but we do have a quarter of the box left. The other 3 Hall of Famers are, I know Fergie Jenkins is one of them, Gaylord Perry, and Harmon Killebrew. So that's pretty good. You got 4 different players who signed for this. There were 2,500 cards that Nolan Ryan signed, so that's pretty good. And then Killebrew, Gaylord Perry, and Jenkins each signed 3,000 cards. So that's well over 10,000 cards that were inserted into this set signed by Hall of Famers. So that is why I wanted to get into this box and why I think these are actually, in my opinion, these are kind of undervalued box. I know 1991 Upper Deck was overprinted to the moon, which is why those autos are so hard to find, even though there's like over 11,000 of them. They just printed so many boxes of this. They're hard to find. They don't come up very often at all. But these boxes are not that expensive, and I don't know. To me, it's worth it for a shot at something like that. That's how I feel about it. I know that Upper Deck is super common. So the other stuff that you can pull out of here, though, there is one other card here I neglected to mention that you can pull. We're using the shears to get into these because be a little faster that way, and we will make an absolute mess as we do that. The other big card that you can pull out of here is not an autographed card, but it is it's a card that a lot of people really like and collect and really look for and like to have in their collections. It's the Michael Jordan special card. He tried to play baseball for a little while in 1991. He was in the White Sox minor league system, and Upper Deck did a card of him, but it wasn't a regular card. It was a short print card. It wasn't exactly numbered as part of the regular set. And it's a card that a lot of people really like, and it's kind of a tough card to pull as well. So really there are 5 pretty big cards. Jordan's probably not the biggest one, but it's still a really nice pull if you can get that graded up in a PSA 10 or something. And that is a pretty sweet card to have. So we'll see if we can pull any of those, and I would be delighted if that would happen. I'm trying to remember how we opened these last time. There's a lot of upside down and manipulation backwards and stuff because it's Upper Deck, and that's just how they packaged their cards. Paul Gibson starts this pack off with Schmidt, Jeff Schultz. 4 pitchers starting this pack off. What is up with that? We got another Cardinals logo hologram card there. As you can see my camera in the mirror reflection of that. All we were getting out of here was Cardinals and like 2 other teams, which I found kind of irritating, honestly. Ken Griffey Sr. with Jr. there in the frame as well. So both of them on that card. Mark Guthrie. And who is this? We got, is that, I don't know who that is. I'm not really sure. Pedro Guerrero is who that is. Chuck Carey and Jeff Brantley, a whole lot of pitchers in this pack. Sasser and Jay Bell, DeShields, and another backwards card here, Dante Bichette, Dante Bichette looks like some sort of giant in that picture, does he not? His leg seems impossibly long. Frank Thomas, that's a nice pull. The big hurt there. I'm going to get these scissors out of the way. Put him in the wolf lair, and Luis Soho finishes off that pack. When we went through these the first time, I did not assiduously read all the players, but since we only have one stack today, I'll take a little more time with these. Dwayne Ward, Jim Clancy. We start off with a lot of pitchers yet again. Pasqua and Sean Barry. We got an A's team sticker there, and Mike McFarland, the catcher for the Royals. We got Alan Anderson. And now who is this? This is an Expos player. Is it, I don't know who that is, Terry Francona maybe? No, Tim Wallach. Bob Kipper and Steve Bedrosian. Boy, these packs are pitcher heavy. Is it just me, or does it seem that way? Kevin Elster, Don Slott and Howard Farmer. Finish off with Barry Hill, Cecil Fielder, nice card, and Gary Templeton. Longtime Cardinal shortstop, went over to the Padres towards the end of his career and was pretty effective for them, too. I always thought Gary Templeton was kind of an underrated player, certainly an under-collected player, because nobody really remembers guys who don't make the Hall of Fame, it seems. Rob Murphy and Viscano, Kenny Rogers, the gambler there. Nice Bernie Williams card, actually. That's a pretty nice Bernie Williams card, not a rookie or anything, but it looks like his rookie. I don't know, is that a rookie? I don't ever think I've considered that card a rookie, but I guess it looks like a rookie. Maybe it is. I don't really see anybody note that card. I guess it is a rookie. Put it over there. Another Cardinals sticker, because we can't get enough of them. Hall of Famer Bert Blyleven with the beach ball. A lot of B's in that. Very alliterative card. Luis Aquino. Of course, Blyleven is a Hall of Famer. Is that Dykstra for the Phillies? It is indeed. And we got Darren Dalton, another Phillies player there. Not painted, but photographed. Mike Moore and who's this? Tom Brookins for the Cleveland baseball team. Luis Rivera, leaping. Dave Justice, beautiful card there. Always like that one. Mike Heath. And a very, very close-up picture of Darryl Strawberry. That is, I don't know. I think the camera is a little too close to Mr. Strawberry's head. I think that was right after he was signed by the Dodgers. He had been a Met for a long time, and there he is with the Dodgers. Mickey Tettleton, get our first Orioles card, I believe, so that's pretty nice. Again, looking for autographed Hall of Famer cards here, or the Michael Jordan Special would be a nice card too. David Wells, Hibbard, Bruce Hurst, pawing through a box of baseballs. It looks like those are team balls getting signed in the dugout. Scott Aldred and another Cardinal sticker. We got Luis Gonzalez holding somebody on base there. Billy Ripken, another Orioles card. Camilo Martinez and Terry Kennedy going back for the pop-up behind the plate. Lemke and Harold Reynolds, of course, good announcer, color commentator type guy, Harold Reynolds. Robbie Thompson, Oil Can Boyd. I always liked when they used his nickname and not Dennis. Oil Can Boyd there, pretty good pitcher for a little while. Dan Plesac, Scott Lusader, and Bill Wegman finished that off. Still kind of frustrated that the Tigers didn't continue in the playoffs. I mean, I like the Mariners. You guys know that I've been following Cal Raleigh all season, but I was really rooting for the Tigers, I got to admit. That was the one team in the playoffs that I thought I would like to see them get in there. They haven't been in there for a little while, and they have a lot of players that I like. Sanderson, Sorrento, Don Paul, and Scott Chiamparino. Cubs sticker, and Frank White, great second baseman for Kansas City Royals, Gene Larkin, and Bobby Bonds, or rather Barry Bonds there. We got Todd Burns and Charlie O'Brien, Tom Henke and Bobby Ojeda. Ojeda fielding there, looking like a Gold Glove pitcher, fielding the comebacker to the mound. Liriano and Scott Fletcher leaping. Sid Fernandez and Eric Show finish off that pack. We just got 4 more left here. Again, hunting for Hall of Fame autographs. Will it happen? I do not know. Looks like we got a Nolan Ryan card right on top here. That's pretty sweet. This is the Baseball Heroes subset that they did. Some nice cards in here. I always like those Nolan Ryan ones. Mike Marshall and Jim Vatcher doing some sort of questionable leg stretch there and looking kind of creepy. I don't know that I trust Jim Vatcher. Lance Dixon there and a Brewers sticker. We got Juan Augusto and Bob Boone. Who is this Mets player? Is it, I don't know, is that, I'm not sure, Kevin Elster? It is Greg Jeffrey, should have known that. Roger McDowell. Willie Randolph, the great second baseman there towards the end of his career, was with the A's. And then we got R.J. Reynolds and Ken Caminiti looking sassy in the dugout. We have Ron Gant, and flip this over for Walt Terrell. Finish off this pack with Jim Leyritz and Scott Bankhead. Still, no autographed Hall of Famer card or Michael Jordan in this entire box. Surely we can pull an autograph out of here. I feel like it's a lot of cards. We should find an auto. Here's another Nolan Ryan. Will it be signed? It is not. But nice baseball heroes Nolan Ryan. Put that in the wolf lair. Groundbreaking. That is pretty cool. Breaking ground at the new Chicago White Sox Stadium. There's Fisk pointing, and I don't know who the other player is, but pretty neat card there. We got Steve Buechel and Maurice Vaughn. There's Mo Vaughn with that Billy Idol sneer on his face. I don't know. Is that a rookie? That one might be a rookie too. I think it is. Put that over there. A's sticker and Fred McGriff, Crime Dog. I always like to get his cards. I was never a big McGriff fan at the time, but I've come to like him since he's retired. I'm not sure what that's about. There's Pags and Don Robinson. Jeff Parent. We keep flipping these over. Ozzie Canseco, not Jose, but though there is Jose in that picture. You got Ozzie and Jose in that picture. I'll put that aside for Average Joe. He likes Canseco. Nice Gary Carter card there late in his career with the San Francisco Giants. Kind of strange to see that, but he did spend a couple years there, as I recall. Mel Rojas, and we flip this one over to see another Hall of Famer. It's Paul Molitor. That's a pretty sweet card there. Put that in the Wolf there. Why not? Lenny Harris and John Franco finishes that off. We're down to our penultimate pack, our second to last pack. Still looking desperately for Hall of Fame autographs. Will we find one? Let's see. John Cerruti and Jeff M. Robinson, as opposed to the other Jeff Robinsons. This is Jeff M. Robinson. Get it straight. Chuck Malone and Dave Hansen. We got a Brewers sticker and Darren Lewis. Flip this over to see Tim McIntosh. It looks as though he ate something that disagreed with him. There we got Marty Barrett and Ron Hassey. We are flipping way too many cards over there. Tom Herr with the Mets. Tom Herr, one of Travis A's favorite players. I don't know if Travis likes the cards where Tom Herr is not a Cardinal, though. I'll have to ask him about that. Olerud, one of John Burgess, the autographed Fisherman's favorite players. A nice John Olerud card there. Of course, he always wears his batting helmet, even in the field. There's Valenzuela with one of those multiple exposure cards. I always liked that Upper Deck did that. And I don't know why other card companies have never followed suit with that. I always thought that was a neat effect on a card. Jose Offerman behind him. And we flip this over to see Ozzie Guillen and Jeff Manto and Greg Brock finishing things off there. Greg Brock, great prospect for the Brewers, who never really turned out to do much in the majors. We've got upside down card starting things off. It's Willie McGee with the Oakland A's. I always think of him as a Cardinal, but there he is with the A's. That is kind of weird. Even the umpires seem skeptical about him actually playing for Oakland. I am too. Johnny Ray there with the Angels. Weird to see that as well. Johnny Ray, of course, longtime Pirates second baseman and a good one. Went to the All-Star game a couple times. Steve Lyons there and Leo Gomez for the Orioles. That is a rookie that I do not care to keep. Kevin Appier, man, that is quite a pose for Kevin Appier. I don't know if he's stretching or trying to field something. I don't know what's going on there. We got Dwight Evans, who some people think will one day get in the Hall of Fame, and maybe he will. He was a very good player. Save Master. It is a Save Master card. And who is this? This is Bobby Thigpen. He was actually a very good reliever. I can see that. Save Master, though, that seems, I don't know, seems a bit highfalutin. Gene Nelson there and Jeff Reardon. We got Pat Borders, Dave Madigan, and wow, these are really upside down. I apologize for that. Rudy Sienes. Carlton Fisk invading this card of Jack McDowell. Carlton Fisk is on a lot of cards in this set. I don't understand what that's about, but there you go. Orozco, and we finish off with a leaping Joey Cora in the San Diego production of Oklahoma, which is confusing because it's California. All right, there we go. No autographs. That is frustrating. I really thought if we went through an entire box, we would at least get the Michael Jordan special card, but we really struck out on that box. I gotta say that, I don't know, maybe that is why the boxes remain so affordable, because your odds of getting anything, just because they printed so much of this, are so low. These boxes, you can't really expect to get anything out of them, so that's why they're so affordable. But nonetheless, we give it the old college try here on the Card Wolf Network. Hope you enjoyed checking that out with me. Maybe I have to be honest with you, I do think I have another of these boxes somewhere in the card closets. Maybe one of these days, far in the future, when the bitter taste of this box has left my mouth, I will open another one of these boxes in years to come. I do have another one, I'm pretty sure. So maybe the autograph is lurking in there. I don't know. We'll find out one day. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow with a pack battle versus Average Joe. I have no idea what we're opening, actually. I don't think I've communicated with Joe about that this week, so I'll have to do that. It's going to be fun. Whatever it is, you can look forward to that. See you back here tomorrow. As always, happy collecting.